Before we hit the virtual court, let's take a trip down memory lane. The Atlanta Hawks have a storied history in the NBA, from the days of Dominique Wilkins electrifying the highlight reels to Bob Pettit bringing the franchise its lone championship back when they were the St. Louis Hawks. But like any team, the Hawks have faced their fair share of ups and downs in recent years. Do you remember the solid core they had of Al Horford and Jeff Teague? They couldn't get over the hump, so they turned to a new face, Trae Young. Moves have been made to build around the young star, but the team has struggled in recent years. And that's where I come in. As a former collegiate and professional basketball coach with a passion for both the game and gaming itself, I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and take on the role of coach and manager. My mission? To tap into this team's rich history, learn from recent events, and guide the Atlanta Hawks to a brighter future. Throughout this series, we'll make bold trades, scout promising rookies, fine-tune our playbook, and put our basketball IQ to the test. Can my coaching expertise translate into the success of the virtual realm? There's only one way to find out. So whether you bleed red, white, and yellow, I guess is their other color for the Hawks, love gaming, or simply enjoy watching a good underdog story, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss a single episode as we work tirelessly to reshape the Atlanta Hawks into a championship team. Let's go, y'all. What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to A College Coach Rebuilds the Atlanta Hawks. Now, it's been a minute, y'all. It's been a minute since the Wizards series ended. It was a fun time and everything. But, we accomplished our goal. We won the championship, and I said, you know what? Time to take a little break from rebuilding. But we're back. We had a nice little poll and everything, thanks to those of you guys that contributed and everything. I said, hey, which team do y'all want to see me rebuild next? And Atlanta was the team. Now, this series means a lot because it was the first thing I posted on YouTube when I decided to try out this whole YouTube thing. That was about 5 months ago already, if you can believe it. And so, doing kind of a season 2 of where it all started is kind of cool. We're up to 650 subscribers now at the time of recording this, which is pretty awesome, honestly. So thank you guys for the support. Make sure you subscribe, like, do all those things, because YouTube keeps telling me in my reviews that I need to say that more. So I just feel the need to say, is that what Kobe Buffkin's hair looks like? I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Kobe's not lasting on this team right now. I'm already telling you. I can't play with a dude with pigtails, man. I just can't do it. But no, welcome back to this. So for those of you that don't know, I was a former college basketball coach. I've done work in the NBA as well, working for player development and recruiting, not recruiting in the NBA, scouting. I guess you can say I've worked with G League teams and stuff. I have quite a bit of experience in the basketball coaching realm. The reason I don't do it anymore is it took a lot of time away from my personal life, and people like my fiance and my family prefer to have me home. So now I kind of do a little bit more, we'll say, consulting work for basketball. So that's where my skills lie now. And to have a little bit of a basketball outlet, figured we could, man, we are turning the ball over a ton. But anyway, to have a little bit of an outlet, I figure I can at least coach a virtual team or something and see how well it translates, which, spoiler alert, doesn't always translate very well because it's 2K and 2K is crazy. But yeah, in this first episode, we're going to do two things. We're kind of going to get to look at the team, get the team structured in the way that we want and everything, while also, I think, playing a half of our first game. I think that'd be appropriate. We'll kind of figure out our lineup, see where things are, but I'll show you guys right off the bat as Kobe Buffkin. Yeah, no, he's off the team. I can already promise y'all he's off the team. Don't worry about it. Kobe will be gone. So I did a start today, right? Because I feel like the Hawks are in an interesting spot right now. They pay a lot of money to this team, and they're not very good. We're currently at the All-Star break right now. Trae Young is our only All-Star and everything. We're currently sitting outside of the playoffs. I should go look at the actual, standings, NBA standings. All right, yeah, so we are in the play-in right now, which, we're not gonna try to bottom out this year or anything. I always say, you try to win whatever games you can win, right? That's the only way to build winning culture, is to win games. But I have no idea how far this team's gonna go. We've got a lot of questions that need to be answered, what are we doing with Trae Young in real life? It's a real conversation. Is he worth keeping around? DeJounte Murray, they really tried to trade him. It sounds like they're gonna try to trade him again in the offseason. And he's got a bunch of other guys you're trying to figure out what to do with. Jalen Johnson's a nice young player, and Onyeka Okongwu's a nice young player. You got Bogdan. I almost called him Bojan. Big difference. But like, what do you do with him? He's got a lot of money on his contract. DeAndre Hunter's got a lot of money on his contract. Like Sadiq Bey's got to be paid at some point. There's a lot going on with this team. I don't even know what our draft pick situation looks like. Can I even look at that right now? I don't know if I exactly can. So, okay, never mind about that. Well, I have no idea what our draft pick situation looks like, but I can't do anything right now because we're past the trade deadline anyway. But so I want to use this little bit of the end of the season to kind of look at the team and say, okay, what do we got going into the offseason? Whenever new GMs or owners and stuff come in, a lot of times rosters get shaken up pretty often in professional sports because they want their own guys in, right? They want to handpick their own people. Every owner and GM and coach is a narcissist, right? And they want to have their own people. And I am no exception to that. So what I want to do is I'll probably look through a lot of what's going on with the team right now. I'm probably not going to mess with coaching or anything necessarily. Like I might set the lineup, I might not, just because, you know, they're already this far into the season. It doesn't make much sense for me to come in and try and adjust a lot of that until the off season. But we'll take a look at some of the controllables because as you can see, people aren't very interested in the team, which is actually a very common thing for the Atlanta Hawks in real life. Like both them and the Falcons, I think they're owned by the same person. That or I'm thinking New Orleans. It's one of the two, but because of how like the NBA works and their collective bargaining agreement, essentially it's impossible for these teams to lose money because extra proceeds from other teams help support the teams that don't make as much money. And the Atlanta Hawks always struggle to like actually make money because nobody goes to their games ever. It's a big problem, and they're paying a lot of money to have this bum ass team. As you can see, we're negative 72 million. So I got to turn that profit around, and I got to make people interested in this team again. And now a simple answer would be relocate the team, but we're not going to do that. Atlanta has one championship in its history, and it's back when there was no 3-point line, and Bob Pettit was just schooling everybody back when they were in St. Louis. So it's not even Atlanta. So we got to get Atlanta a championship, and we're going to figure out how to do that. All right, so let's meet the roster now. All of you know Trae Young, Ice Trae, what they call him, right? Young guy, 25 years old, couple-time All-Star already. He's an All-Star this season. Phenomenal offensive player. Doesn't get too much better offensively than Trae Young. Defensively, actually improving. So Trae Young historically is a pretty horrendous defender. I'm actually glad to see 2K kind of giving him at least a little bit of respect. Like he's at least like been solid outside the 3-point arc guarding other guards and stuff this year. So that is something to consider because before that, I probably wouldn't have tried to keep Trae Young at all. At least now I'll be interested in it, but only an 83 3-pointer. Kind of interesting, saying he's basically an average 3-point shooter. What is his percentage this year out of curiosity? 37, so but on a really high volume, so we take that. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with Trae Young. We kind of got to evaluate and see. Obviously, great scorer. We'll see what we do with him. Another guy that we have to figure out what we're going to do with, DeJounte Murray. Not an ideal fit next to Trae. I can almost guarantee you both of these guys both won't be on the team next year, meaning I'll probably move at least one of them. Really good defensive player. Hasn't actually been that great defensively in real life this year. Good playmaker, though. Good with the ball. Very slippery. Great mid-range shooter, right? Let's see if we can bring the defense back out of him. Jalen Johnson, a guy that I've actually worked with in real life for both Wisconsin guys. He had his whole little fiasco at Duke where he was kind of like, nah, I just don't really want to be on this team anymore. Came to the NBA, slow start, kind of worked his way up and everything, and has been a really nice contributor for them this year. I actually feel like these ratings should be a little bit higher personally. But, you know, whatever. Jalen Johnson's probably a guy that I intend to keep on the team, at least for now. It's hard to find good power forwards and stuff that can do a little bit of everything. And that's what Jalen Johnson can be, especially since he's so young and he's still on his rookie deal. Kongwu, nice to have a young center in place right now. I didn't think he was 240 pounds. I know I made a comment about this in like the other series and everything. He's just a lot bigger than I thought he was. Like you're going to get a lot of defense and rebounding out of him, right? And he's like a really good mid-range shooter too. But yeah, bouncy dude, played on probably the best high school basketball team of all time in Chino Hills, USC guy. I guess we'll see. I mean, I don't have a reason to not want to build around a Kongwu. I wish he was a little bit taller, because I just like having like as tall of a center as I can have, you know. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you're going to hustle for me and he can hit free throws, that's a big deal, man. So we're going to see. We're going to give a Kongwu a chance. Bogdanovich, more of a vet on the team at this point, just nice 3-point shooter, like solid all-around NBA scorer, right? Getting a little bit older, he's got a lot left on the contract, might try to package him with somebody else to try and get us something good. DeAndre Hunter, very similar player. When DeAndre Hunter got picked like 4th overall a couple years ago, a lot of people were like, yeah, he's going to come in and be like really solid in the NBA right away. And that's probably where it's going to end. And that's pretty much what his NBA career has been. And that's why he's a nice 80 overall. He gets paid like $20 million to be very, very solid at everything. And that there's value to that. There really is. Like, his 3-point shot's good. Like, he may not be like the best athlete ever, but he's a good defender too. Like, quality player, but you pay a lot of money to him. So you got to figure out if that's worth it. Clint Capella, ultimate know your role guy. Every NBA coach that I know says they love Clint Capella. They're like, he just does exactly what you need him to do. He's hurt right now for us. Will he be on the team next year? I don't know. Like, this might be the highest his value is, and I don't know like where we're at rebuild wise. Like, I don't know if we're tearing this whole thing down or if this just needs a retooling. I just don't know. Saddiq Bey, why did the Detroit Pistons trade this guy? I don't know. He seemed like a nice guy to keep on the team, but they didn't want him. Hasn't been as good of a 3-point shooter as maybe he was in Detroit. Still trying to find that role, but as of right now, probably the starting power forward for the. No, that's Jalen Johnson now. So no, Saddiq Bey's an quality backup to have, I guess. Like, another solid defender, can switch, play a couple different positions, like Saddiq Bey. AJ Griffin, someone that a lot of people thought was going to be a lot better this year, but honestly, it's just kind of a clogged roster where he just hasn't quite been able to find his role on the team, so maybe a guy we try to bring something out of. I don't know. There's a lot of decent skills here, so we'll see what we can do with him. Bruno Fernando, big energy guy and everything, can go grab us rebounds. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what I expected to see is for his stats. So love it. A little bit bouncy and everything. Maybe not a long-term piece on the team, but decent small backup center. Patty Mills, great vet to have on the team. That's what he is, right? He's a solid vet. Garrison Matthews reminds me a lot of a guy I actually coached in college. Similar shot forms and general appearance and everything. But anyway, basically a good 3-point shooter. That's it. And then, Kobe Buffkin, the guy that will be off this team at some point. I'm sorry, man. I can't deal with this. Wesley Matthews, another vet on the team, and then you kind of get into the lot of nonsense here at the end. But dudes, maybe they turn into something. 99% sure they won't, but you know what? That's what I'm here to kind of mess with and everything. This is the roster we have at least for the end of this year. The main guys we're kind of watching, like the Trae Young DeJounte thing, like. What are we doing with these guys? Like, there's a lot to evaluate in terms of contract and how well they contribute. Jalen Johnson, can we develop him a little bit? Is Okongwu actually our center? What do we do with these guys? Are these guys sticking around or are we packaging them? Saddiq Bey, can he become anything more than he actually is? And will AJ Griffin develop into anything? So those are kind of the points we're looking at this year. Let's move on to staff. All right, so my assistant GM isn't good at anything. All right, so I'll probably let him go at the end of the year. The CFO has no idea what he's doing. That's great. He'll be let go at the end of this year. Like, I'm not going to actually, like, make any staff changes this year because that doesn't make a ton of sense. Quinn Snyder, definitely our coach. Definitely keeping Quinn Snyder around. We'll look at the rest of the coaching staff later because, like, even our associate head coach, or that's what I call them, associate head coaches. The assistant head coach, not that great. Got some badges, but his potential's next to nothing. And, like, we have a post-defensive coach. I don't really care about that. We've got, like, no scouts. That's fine. I'm pretty familiar with this scouting class and everything, and I don't have money to pay anybody else. And we've got nobody in the sports medicine department. Phenomenal. All of our people are going to get hurt. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Let's take a look at our budget and everything. Staff budget's high, so that's good because that's something we're going to need to do in the off season. We're going to have to pump some money into fan interest and everything to get people to the games. Okay, I'm not too worried about that stuff. Let's take a look at the salary cap breakdown. So Trae Young's making a metric fuck ton of money. He's an all-star, he's a 90 overall. That's kind of what you got to do for guys like this. Capella's got another one on his contract, which I can almost guarantee you Capella's going to get traded then because I can get basically the same thing out of Okongwu for cheaper. So that'll probably be something we look to move in the offseason. DeAndre Hunter makes a lot of money for a guy that's scoring, 15 points a game this year. Like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, he came into the NBA just ready to go, right? Just been super consistent. Like, numbers don't change too much. Man, he's shooting 42% from three this year. Oh, it's going to be hard to justify this much money because, like, $20 million is, like, what you pay a starter and everything. But, like, I don't know. I have to figure out our timeline. Bogey's contract is going down, which is good, but still probably going to look to move him, I guess. I can't imagine he's on our timeline, but a nice player. DeJounte Murray's big contract kicks in next year. That's going to be something to factor in as well. Because right now, yeah, our salary cap situation is looking worse next year. Kongwu's contract kicks in next year. Kobe Buffkin will be gone. Okay. Otherwise, it's not anything too crazy. We don't have any money hung up on anybody else because people aren't doing a lot of that buyout shit anymore. So I guess that's good. Team relocation? No, we're not doing it. But I wouldn't be surprised if I go and find us some new uniforms at some point, because like the Washington Wizards, I don't know, man. I just think these uniforms are kind of ass. I don't know. I feel like we could find something else. Like for now, it's fine. It's whatever. It's kind of a whack color scheme, in my opinion. You look like ketchup and mustard out there, but you know what? Is what it is. It is what it is. I liked those blue and red uniforms that they had back in like the early like 2010s and stuff like that. I just always thought those were kind of sick. All right, coaching game plan and everything. What does our rotation look like right now? So we want to play 10 people as of right now, and we've got 2 point guards right here, so I don't necessarily need a reserve point guard, because just thinking through the roster, like Patty Mills is all that we have, and I don't need to put him on the court. All right, so yeah, this is what we'd be starting. Capella might be starting otherwise if he was healthy, but then you got Saddiq Bey, you got Bogey, who's getting you 16 points a game, 13 here. I'm just going to change those minutes around. I just would rather have Bogey on the court. I just think he does a little bit more for us. Saddiq Bey, you got to back up big and Fernando. AJ Griffin's getting some minutes. That's good. We want to see what we got with him. So he's getting 13, and then we're getting 12 from Garrison Matthews, which I didn't show it on camera, but I gave him an extension because he said he's willing to re-sign for a minimum. So I was like, yeah, I mean, he's a good shooter. That's if someone goes down or something, I'd rather at least have a solid shooter on the court, right? So okay, no, that's fair. I am going to take a couple minutes away from him just because I don't think we need to give him that many, and we're going to give those to DeJounte. If I'm paying you that much, man, you might as well be playing. That's my philosophy. I'm not going to mess with the system proficiency here on the fly lineups or anything right now. I'm not going to edit the playbook or anything right now. Like we said, we're going to let things ride out to the end of this season and everything. Prospect scouting, this is the most recent one that I found on the 2K servers or whatever. Ron Holland's actually out for the rest of the year in real life. I look at guys like a Rasacher could be interesting for us. Obviously, if we could get an Alexander Sarr, that changes a lot of things, right? Because he's instantly the starting center, and a Kongwu becomes a disposable asset and everything. But it's not like a star-studded class by any means. Like, I'm not trying to walk out of here with, like, Buzelis. Like, I'm just not. I'm not very big on him, and so I'd rather just trade the pick and try and win with the players we have now. So kind of how we finish the season is going to depend, or that's going to, we'll say, affect how I move a lot of these players and which direction I go in. As far as training goes, not worried about mentorship or anything right now. Like, we don't really have a rookie on this team that we're all that focused on developing and everything. Like, I'm going to mess with the, not that, I'm going to mess with, like, the training schedule a little bit. Like, I just want to make sure the right guys are set to the right thing. Like, I don't need Trae Young, like, working out, like, a shit ton. Like, in real life, like, I'd say, like, yes, but 2K will put these guys into really stupid situations, so I'm just going to control this for a sec. All right, now that I got that figured out, that should be all good. And then let's just take a look at our stats and everything for this year. We've got a ton of scoring going on, which is awesome, right? Trae and DeJounte, they doing their thing, right? Like, the three-point percentages are good for both of them. That's awesome. The plus minuses, probably not very good. Yeah, there's not. Ooh, interesting. Bogey is one of the few positives on the team. That's an interesting correlation. I'm glad I gave him some more minutes. My instincts were correct there. And he's also shooting well, which is good. The free throw percentages are pretty good. Jalen Johnson's could be better. What is his free throw? 76. Something to maybe look to improve in the offseason for him. But, like, really nice season from him overall. If we can get the three-point shot up a little bit and develop that a little bit more, I'll feel a lot better about that. Obviously, DeAndre Hunter having a pretty good season. Like, we got capable scorers on this team, man. I take it we just can't play any defense. Points per game, we're third. Points allowed, we are number one with, shout out the Wizards. I apparently have a, we'll say, an attraction to teams that can't play defense in terms of, like, trying to help them out. That's just my hero complex, I suppose. But the point differential is a lot crazier, though, for the Wizards, though, which says something, meaning that they can't score either. But, okay, so we got to figure out how to put a little more defense around Trae Young, which, like, you guys know that makes just complete sense. He's not a great defensive player, and if he's your best player, got to find a way to put more defense around him. But okay, I think that kind of sums up everything going on with the team right at this moment. So I guess we're going to simulate through to this first game, and I'm going to play a half with it. Oh, he's completely healed. All right, I'm going to put Capella back in the lineup then. I'm actually going to give Patty Mills some minutes, too. I've decided I'd rather have Patty Mills in the court and have a little bit more veteran experience than Garrison Matthews. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with, and this is the rotation that will run. We're actually going to move Okongwu up over Sadiq Bey as well. Okay, now I'm ready to play this. All right, y'all, first game of this new series and everything. I hope y'all are hyped and everything. Let's go play a half of basketball.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Gary Trent.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Here are the five for the Raptors. Barrett is out there with Barnes. Then there's Emmanuel Quickley. Then it's Gary Trent. And it's Pirtle in at the five. Home in the paint. And for Atlanta, outside the wings are Murray and Hunter. Johnson is out there with Clint Capella. And it's Young in at the point. If you like high-flying affairs, Brett, this is the matchup for you. Loads of athleticism on display with both of these teams.
Oh, I'm loving the fast pace and the scoring and the highlight.
Alrighty, y'all. First game, and it's a home game. Exciting, exciting. I had to go into sit mode because I don't know, I can't be asked to stand right now. I'm tired. I had leg day today and stuff, so you're just going to have to cut me some slack here. But we got the new look Toronto Raptors. It's actually kind of exciting to play against them. Scotty Barnes, an all-star, well-deserved, and everything. Ooh, give me that basketball. We're already playing defense with me here. This is amazing. I see Johnson. He's got a big on him. I can get to the rack and one. That's what I'm talking. We're right back in this, y'all. And let me make it known, too. I haven't touched the stick since the last series ended, so I have no idea how this is going to go. We just going to have to wait around and find out. This might go really good. It might go really bad. Like, sometimes it's like riding a bike. Like, sometimes when I go to the gym for the first time in a while to play pickup or something, like, let's say I've just been busy for a little bit, and I just come out and start chucking. Like, usually, I'm not going to lie, usually I spray as soon as I come back to the gym for the first time, just because, like, I'm not thinking too much or anything, like, because I know how to shoot, I know how to do that stuff, and it just kind of works for me. But, ooh, quickly completely beat me. I can play in drop here. Y'all know I love me some drop coverage when I can play it. It's very effective if you have the means to do so. But let's get going. But 2K might be a little bit different. All right, can't get by Scotty Barnes quite as well. What are they going to run if I just sit here? That's kind of what I figured. Let's get to the rack now, DeJounte. I got no shot meter. Capella, thank you. Okay, Clint, you're going to make some other team very happy next year when I trade you. Maybe he doesn't like living in Atlanta anyway. Atlanta's really nice. I've spent a lot of time there recruiting and stuff when I was in Tennessee at that point, working for a team, and did a lot in Atlanta. I love Atlanta. Yeah, come give me this DeAndre Hunter screen. Ooh, jump. Let me get this. Jam! Ugh! All right, 7-0. We're playing defense and scoring? We might just win a chip this year. What does that mean for the series if I just win the chip this year? Like, what does that say about me? I'm just like the GOAT 2K player? Is that what that means? No, I don't think you get in that matchup, my guy. Nah, that's not happening. See, this is a much different situation. Ooh, tricky Trey? Oh, okay. No, nothing came of it. But no, this is a much different team than the Wizards team. There's a lot more talent here than there was in Washington. Washington is, in my opinion, the least talented team in the NBA. So it's just kind of a different rebuild, right? Like it's more so looking at what has kind of been built and evaluating if we need to just tear this down or if there's something we can salvage from this, because it might just be Jalen Johnson or the Raptors are just ass, which is also possible. All right, we already got them in a timeout, 11-0. I don't have any need to sub or anything. Like, I don't feel the need to make any adjustments because we're playing great. If we want to sub, I guess that's up to you, Quinn. I'm kind of letting you run this show and everything, but I don't really think we need to right now. Nope, looks like we're keeping everybody in just the same. Love to see it. Love to see it. I think I'm on the same sliders that I had to finish the Washington season. Emmanuel quickly got by me. That's going to always be a problem with Trae Young, isn't it? It's a lot different than having Collier, who was at least, like, solid on ball when I was using him. And he was, like, heavy, which was kind of nice. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Come on, go set that screen there. Go set that screen over there. Thank you. There you go. They don't know what they're doing. I need to implement a playbook. It's fine. We can just throw it up, right? Yeah, there we go. I need my little Trae Young skips when he throws those lobs. Those are always kind of cool. But it looks like we got people at this game. Like, there's a lot of people at this game. Maybe they just think they can win this one because it's Toronto. Toronto, very similar situation to us, actually. Like, there's talent. They're just trying to figure out what talent to keep and what talent to get rid of. Dang, we're just leaving that open to Jakob, but it doesn't matter. All right, looks like they got Kelly Olynyk on the court now, their new stretch big, but he's playing the 4 for them right now, which I don't think is all that valuable to them, honestly. That doesn't make a ton of sense. Very curious to see what their plans are with Olynyk long term. Like, I don't know. I didn't think that trade was necessarily worth it to them. Look at this defense DeJounte playing. That's what I'm talking about, homie. There we go. Let's go. Ooh, DeJounte. Ooh, almost ran into traffic. All right, give me some space. Give me some space. I can cook quickly, low-key. We can just blow by you. Yeah, we'll take that. But I can't finish because I'm bad at 2K. We're right back in it, y'all. Right back into being bad at 2K and missing shots. It's like I never left, really, which is sad. Feels like a purgatory a little bit. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments, too. What do you think of 2K at this point? Are y'all still playing it? Like, I honestly think this is one of the shittiest 2Ks they've ever put out. And in all honesty, I feel like it just kind of gets worse every year, too. And I'm not even trying to be one of those people that's just, like, pessimistic about everything on the internet. Y'all know the type. Y'all know the type. But that's not what I'm trying to do. We can take him. No, I can't, because I can't do anything well. But no, I'm not just hating just to hate. I just, like, I feel like the game is so, like, play to win now. Like, it's all about, like, dressing up your character and my player and everything. And, like, I wish they'd put more time into things like my team and shit like that. Like, the my team mode is so broken. Like, one of the biggest parts of Madden, I feel like, is, like, their ultimate team, and which is, like, my team, essentially. But I don't know. The 2K version is just kind of ass. All right, we got some different bodies in now. We've got AJ Griffin. We've got Sadiq Bey. Okongwu's in. Ooh, that was a good little bump off there. He's about to dunk on me, but that's interesting concept at the very least. A little bump off action there. Is he going to beat him down the court? No, he's not. I kind of want to test Okongwu's strength a little bit here. Like, why don't they ever just want to post up? Like, oh, I'm blowing by Grady Dick, low-key. Grady Dick has been ass. Oh, he locked my ass up, though. Give it back. Go to work. Grady Dick. Trash. I'm even more trash, though. I don't mean to shit on Grady Dick or anything. He's had a rough season so far. Did y'all see Wemby's block on him? That was so funny. Like, he got... What happened? Oh. Well. Would you look at that? We've already got somebody down. What did I just say about us having no training staff and everything? I was like, all of our players are going to get hurt. If I can't trade Bogey this season, I'm going to be so pissed with y'all. Oh, I got Bruce Brown on me. Ooh, tried to shoot. Couldn't find him. Oh, we got what we wanted. Blow by. You're too slow. Give me those. Yeah, I hope Bogey's okay. Because like I said, that's a valuable asset to me. And for whatever reason, you can't trade injured people in 2K. I don't even know if that's a setting that you can fix. But like, it was funny in real life. Who's the person that got traded that was hurt? I can't remember exactly who it was that got traded while being hurt this year, but somebody was like, I didn't know you could do that or whatever. And like all the comments, like, yeah, 2K's just been lying to us for like forever. And like, yeah, I don't know why that's been in the game. I don't remember that ever like actually being a rule in the NBA. So kind of an interesting thing, but okay, one more half of basketball to kind of see what we're working with here. We're already down one player, so that's great. Looks like they've decided Wesley Matthews gets minutes now because of that. So, you know, fair enough. Throw it up to a Kongwu. I love having bouncy bigs. Y'all know Jalen Duren was probably the biggest pickup in the last series because Detroit just said we don't want him anymore. And it's funny, I started that series at the beginning of the actual NBA season, and I was really high on Duren then, and he's like developed exactly into what I kind of figured he would develop into in real life. So kind of a cool thing. Nawara, you're getting blown by. No, you're not, apparently. Sadiq Bey for 3. Ooh, quick release. I got to learn the releases. That's on me. That's on me. Jordan Nawara here, a decent shooter in his own right. I don't really like him for much else besides that, but we can try Boucher. Ooh, he can just put it right over me. That's cool. That's why we struggle with defense, because we can't guard people that are a centimeter in front of us. Pick and fade. Oh, and we can't screen. Cross. Yep, get off me. You're little. You're too little for Trey. Looking like a hairy-ass lollipop, man. Nah, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna get into all that. People so rude to Trey Young, man. That shit's crazy. He do got some gremlin tendencies, though, don't he? I played too much in the drop there. Yeah, it may cook to me. Fair play, fair play, fair play. Let's go and see who do they run this for? Are they gonna run this for Wesley? No, for AJ Griffin. Interesting. Ooh, slow ass release there too. Can't get a rebound because Wesley Matthews can't get off the ground no more. Fair enough. Bruce Brown, a guy that we had in our last series, just got dunked on. They're kind of climbing back a little bit. This is our lack of defense showing. But, yeah, Bruce Brown was a pivotal part to our championship team. Good pass. Give me those. Thank you, Trey. That's what Trey does, man. Offense and defense. Just does it all. He don't do no defense. Like I said, his defense is better. His defense is better. But offensively, he can do everything for you. Like, not at the level of, like, a Luka Doncic, just because of, like, his height does impact him at a certain point. But, like, playmaking-wise and everything, man, he can run the show. He really can't. Ooh, we're going to need to help on this. I'm okay with leaving him. Sadiq, you got to X out, my guy. Why is your head turned to the basketball? Oh, see, these are the problems we got to fix, y'all. There's just bad defensive habits here. Hit him there, hit him there, hit him there. Ooh, couldn't get the shot up. Where are we going now? Can I fit that in? Nope. No, I can't. Give it to Trey. Jab. We got a good defender in front of us. And a Kongwu. Can't hit the 3. And Sadiq Bey didn't feel like crashing. Or no, that was AJ Griffin. Didn't feel like crashing. Just because AJ Griffin don't want to do anything right now. So I'm going to remember that, AJ. I'm a big effort guy. I really am. Like, I love people that are just willing to give a little bit of extra effort. So I'm going to remember the fact that you didn't hustle there. Yeah, you're going to get scored on again. Yeah, you got to foul me, Bruce. We ain't teammates no more, Bruce. I'm coming for your neck, G. All right, so they're mounting a little bit of a comeback, like I said. Our lack of defense is definitely showing. I see what they're talking about, which is, you know, you look at the roster and you don't necessarily think bad defensive team, but, well, that just upset me. I wish that hadn't just happened. I feel like that's I don't want to say a sign of what's to come, but, you know, 2K will never make it easy, right? Trey's trying his damnedest to guard Emmanuel quickly right there, and we can't get around a simple handoff action. Okay, DeAndre, you were kind of one of the people I was leaning towards maybe keeping, but it's just the money, man. It's the money with DeAndre Hunter. I love him as a player. They just paid him too much. Like, that's a hard one for me to swallow, man. I got to see how good we are. And, like, because if we're trading Trey Young and DeJounte in the offseason, which I'm going to keep it so real with y'all, is so possible. Ooh, Trey! He said, what? What about my defense? The fuck you say about my defense? Okay, I see you. As I was saying, though, it is a very real possibility we trade both Trey and DeJounte. And if that's the case, I don't want DeAndre Hunter on my team. Like, is he really going to be our leading scorer or something like that? Like, I don't know. Is it really worth paying him all this money to be on our team? I don't know. Like, those are all going to be things we have to look at, right? Like, this might be something where we just try to go get like a #1 pick or something like that from somebody. Good defense, Patty. Hey, I'll take it, Patty. That's a good veteran move right there. Let RJ know it ain't gonna be sweet in this paint. I want to hear from y'all in the comments, though. Like, what do you kind of think? One, what should the Hawks do in real life, right? Like, they've got a lot of decisions to make. Personally, if I was them, I would trade Trae Young. Like, I love his fire and everything like that. I don't know if you can win with him, like, long term. I don't know. Like, I feel like in the playoffs, he's too easy to game plan for. So, I don't know. That's just me, at least. And, like, the DeJounte Murray thing just doesn't work. And, like, I don't really think there's a point to keeping, like, just a DeJounte Murray on your team. All right, y'all. Y'all got a minute and a half to show me what's up. Like, I don't know if the next episode we're just simming right to the playoffs. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, we might be playing in the play-in next video. That's really up to you guys, because if y'all just look like some bums by the end of this, I mean, we've already blown like a 12-point lead. Oh, my goodness, and we don't know when to switch, but we're lucky RJ can't hit shots. Ooh, I see you floated over. Ah, go up. Go up. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, we're bad. We're bad at basketball. Jab. Gary Trent shouldn't be able to stick with me, but he kind of does. That's a float over. Give me those. Thank you, DeJounte. I don't know if you'll still be wearing this Atlanta uniform next year. I'm not sure you want to wear it next year, but we got a lot to decide. Got a lot to decide. Gary Trent, not worried about you. You will never play for me because you make too much money. Give me that basketball. Ooh, give me that fucking basketball. That's my basketball. Get out of here, dog. Throw that shit up. He was pointing at the sky. I love it. Jalen Johnson's here to stay, man. Jalen Johnson's here to stay. Like, one Wisconsin dude, so shout out him. I'm actually from Chicago originally, and that's where I spent the early years and everything, and then like a little bit later on I was in Wisconsin for a lot of like my AAU and playing days and everything. So I always got a little bit of the bias for those dudes, but like, look at what he can do. He can just get out and run as a 4. I love that. It's kind of why we went and got like Siakam in the last series, and shout out to Siakam, ended up being a pivotal point in real life as well. We kind of had a similar story to some of those real life ones in the NBA in our Wizards series. So kind of a cool thing to see. Kelly Olynyk is not going anywhere. DeAndre Hunter, you have to switch that. That's just basic basketball. Oh, y'all are making it hard for me. All right, 5, 4. That might be the last thing you see from our guys. Oh, and that's the last thing you see from our guys this regular season. Kelly Olynyk blocking us. I can't remember the last time I saw Kelly Olynyk get a real block. I'm sure it's happened, but I just... Like, you think about it. You ever seen Kelly Olynyk get a crazy block? Have you guys ever seen it? Like, I don't know. Don't make that. Nice. Solid defense to end. Let's sim to the end, y'all. Let's see if we get a dub here, because this is actually an important game. Let's see. We got the dub. Got the dub. Let's take a look at that box score. Trae did his thing. That's what we expect, right? Didn't make any 3-pointers. Don't expect that, but points, assists. Love it. Jalen Johnson played great for us. DeJounte was solid. Clint Capella, 14 and 22. God damn. Yeah, Capella, keep raising that value for me, man. You're not going to be on the team next year. I'm just saying. I'm just telling y'all, right? Like, I'm just telling you. I'm not telling them. I'm telling y'all. But yeah, no. So that's it, y'all. That's the start to this series and everything. The interest in the last series died a little bit at the end, it seemed like, in terms of the analytics and everything. So if you guys want me to post this more regularly, show it some love, obviously. If not, I'll probably stick to the once a week right now. But subscribe, comment, hit the notification, all those things. Let me know what you think of the series. Happy to be back. Happy to be bringing it back to you guys. And yeah, we'll see y'all later.